Hey there, you. Welcome back to the deep dive. We are jumping into something today that's not just about making your place look good.
Yeah.
It's more about making it feel like it has, well, soul. We're exploring how to weave global traditions and some incredible cultural artistry right into the fabric of your home. We're talking about ethnic home decor.
Yeah, exactly. And our guide for this journey is an article. It's titled "Ethnic Home Decor Ideas: How to Bring Global Vibes into Every Room."
Right. So our mission here is to really get to the heart of what this kind of decor is all about. We want to, uncover its true meaning, maybe peek into some of the world's most captivating design styles,
Hmm.
figure out the art of mixing them thoughtfully, respectfully, and ultimately understand why bringing these global elements into your space adds such amazing depth and personality.
Yeah, let's get started. The article makes a really great point right off the bat. This isn't just the latest trend that you'll see everywhere for 6 months and then it's gone.
Right, exactly. It describes it as something much deeper. A timeless expression of human creativity, actually. It's about celebrating artistic traditions, cultural heritage, stuff that spans the entire globe.
And what really stands out is the emphasis on how these pieces are made. This isn't typically mass-produced stuff. It's
Yeah.
often all about hand craftsmanship, using natural materials, think clay, wood, jute, bamboo.
Yeah.
These are techniques that have been honed, passed down through generations sometimes.
So every piece really does feel like it carries a story, right? The
Yeah.
article mentions how they tell these stories through like pattern, texture, symbolism.
Hmm.
You might see protective symbols woven into a Moroccan rug, for instance, or spiritual iconography reflected in Indian designs, that kind of thing.
And that sense of history, that meaning, it brings genuine authenticity and, well, soul to a room. And the great part is you can totally tailor it. You can go bold and build the whole room around a specific style, or maybe just add subtle touches here and there for that curated, well-traveled feeling.
Okay, so how do we start identifying these global vibes? The source highlights several popular styles, and each one seems to have such a distinct personality.
Yeah, definitely. Let's maybe look at Moroccan decor first.
Yeah.
It's really all about celebrating pattern, texture, and vibrant color. When you think Moroccan, picture those intricate geometric zellage tiles.
Yeah.
They're small, hand-cut clay tiles arranged in these beautiful patterns.
Well, yeah.
Also, ornate metal lanterns that cast incredible light patterns and those inviting plush floor cushions.
Yes. It feels both like luxurious and incredibly comfortable at the same time.
It does. It balances that opulence with warmth, uses jewel-toned textiles, maybe elements like arched doorways, and plenty of metallic accents.
Beautiful. Okay, then there's Indian decor. The article describes that as embracing incredibly rich colors and layered textiles.
Yes, and the level of detailed craftsmanship is just amazing. Think hand-block printed fabrics, some using techniques that are centuries old,
Mm.
or intricately carved wooden furniture. The colors are fearless. Deep reds, vibrant oranges, royal purples, often accented with warm brass. It's a truly maximalist, kind of joyful approach.
Peerless is the perfect word for it. What about African styles? The article touches on those too.
Yeah, African design traditions, I mean, they're incredibly diverse across the continent, obviously,
Yeah.
but they often share an emphasis on natural materials, bold geometric patterns, and sometimes deep spiritual symbolism. The article points to examples like the stunning hand-woven baskets from Rwanda or the unique mudcloth textiles from Mali.
Mudcloth.
Yeah, it gets its patterns from this traditional dyeing process
Yeah.
using fermented mud. Really interesting. Or, beautifully carved wooden masks and sculptures.
I can really see how those organic textures and earthy palettes would pair really well with modern spaces, adding that touch of warmth and history.
Absolutely. And then you have a style almost on the other end of the spectrum, Japanese design. It focuses more on simplicity,
Right, simplicity, natural elements, and that philosophy of wabi-sabi.
wabi-sabi. Yeah, it's a beautiful concept. It's about finding beauty in like imperfection, transience, the natural aging process.
Yeah.
Japanese decor really embodies this with clean lines, natural wood, paper lanterns, tatami mats, those traditional straw mats, and sliding paper screens, shoji. It's all about creating spaces that feel serene, contemplative,
Yeah.
very carefully placed natural
Just
elements.
sounds so peaceful. And finally, Mexican decor. The article makes it sound like a fiesta.
It really is. It just bursts with vibrant colors, incredible folk art traditions, and this wonderful rustic warmth. You'll see examples like hand-painted Talavera pottery that's a type of vibrant glazed ceramic,
Oh, lovely.
colorful textiles, hand-carved wooden furniture. It uses color fearlessly and beautifully blends indigenous craft with colonial influences. The result is just incredibly joyful and welcoming.
Wow, okay, that's quite a whirlwind tour of just a few styles. So here's the big question, I think, for anyone listening. How do you actually bring these different vibes together in one home without it feeling, I don't know, chaotic or like a crowded market stall?
That's a great question. It's a challenge. But the article gives some practical tips. The key seems to be finding points of connection between pieces from different cultures. Maybe look for shared colors, or complementary textures, or even similar visual weight.
That makes sense. And it suggests starting with a neutral foundation, right? Like walls and big furniture pieces.
Yes, absolutely. Keeping your walls in whites, creams, or maybe earthy tones, and having simple, larger furniture pieces provides a sort of calm canvas. It lets your global decor items really stand out and shine without competing visually.
And choosing a consistent color story helps too, I imagine.
Definitely. Maybe you're drawn to deep indigos and teals, which you can find in textiles from cultures all over the world. Or maybe warm earth tones that can link pieces from, say, Africa to the Mediterranean. That shared color thread creates cohesion even if the styles themselves are different.
Okay. What about scale?
Scale and proportion are also critical. The article suggests balancing a more substantial piece, like a carved African stool maybe, with more delicate items, perhaps some Indian brass accents.
Oh.
Or contrasting a bold Mexican tapestry with some minimal Japanese ceramics. This creates visual interest through that difference, but keeps the overall look feeling balanced.
And grouping things intentionally. That was the last point, I think.
Yes. Instead of scattering items randomly around the room, create little collections or vignettes. Displaying a collection of baskets together on a wall, for example, tells a more cohesive visual story than having individual baskets dotted around. It feels more considered, more curated.
Good point. Okay, let's talk about specific elements you can incorporate. Textiles are definitely highlighted as like an accessible entry point.
They really are. They're often more affordable, easier to swap out seasonally if you want, and they instantly add texture and character. The article points to things like colorful kilim pillows, those flat woven textiles, often with geometric patterns is a great way to start.
Right. And layering rugs.
Yeah, layering rugs is another popular technique mentioned. You could layer a soft, creamy Moroccan Beni Orain rug, the ones with the thick pile, and simple geometric patterns with a smaller, more colorful Turkish kilim on top. Adds nice dimension.
Okay, and furniture. You don't have to go all in on one style, do you?
No, not at all. Mixing modern pieces with ethnic statement items works beautifully. Think about a sleek contemporary sofa paired with maybe a hand-carved Indian side table, or those classic Moroccan leather poufs used as footrests or extra seating.
I like that mix. And walls seem like a huge opportunity, too.
Huge. The article lists fantastic ways to add global flair there. Vintage textiles, like Suzani's from Uzbekistan, those are embroidered ceremonial textiles, or Kuba cloth from Central Africa, known for its geometric cut pile patterns.
Wow.
Also woven tapestries from South America, masks, woven baskets, carved wooden panels. They all add texture, pattern, and definitely cultural context.
This brings up a really, really important point, though. Where do you find these incredible pieces, and how can you be sure they're authentic and ethically sourced?
Yes. The article strongly emphasizes seeking out retailers who work directly with artisans and who adhere to fair trade principles.
That feels crucial. It ensures your purchase actually supports the continuation of these traditional crafts and that the creators are receiving fair compensation for their incredible work.
Exactly. The article even mentions examples like the Citizenry, Novika, and 10,000 Villages as places that often try to follow these practices.
It's good to have some starting points.
And that connection to the maker, it really does make the pieces more meaningful in your home. Which leads us to perhaps the most important point of all. Respecting the cultural significance.
Ah, yes.
There's a vital distinction, the article notes, between appreciation and appropriation.
Absolutely. It means taking the time to understand the cultural context behind the pieces you choose. Before you buy something, try to learn about where it comes from, what its original meaning or purpose might be.
Because certain patterns, symbols, or objects hold deep spiritual or historical meaning within their cultures. The article gives examples like some Native American designs or specific African masks that were actually created for ritual purposes, not just decorative items.
Right. So it's important to be able to distinguish between something made purely for decoration and something that might be considered sacred or holds significant spiritual weight.
Definitely. For items intended for religious or spiritual practices, it's best to approach them with great sensitivity. If you're unsure, maybe researching it further or simply appreciating it from afar is the most respectful path. You don't want to display something inappropriately.
That makes complete sense. Approach it with genuine interest and respect. That makes the whole process more meaningful anyway.
Exactly. It makes your home not just beautiful, but filled with truly meaningful connections.
Okay, let's get practical again. The article suggests some room-by-room ideas. Where could you start?
Your entryway is a great place. You could use a striking Moroccan pendant lamp, maybe a carved wooden console table from India, and a colorful kilim runner on the floor. Adding some woven baskets or even a decorative ceramic umbrella stand combines function with that global style right as you walk in.
Nice first impression. What about living rooms? Usually more space there.
Yeah, living rooms give you a lot of space to play. Think comfortable, oversized floor pillows or poofs, layered textiles like those mud cloth pillows or molly we talked about, and maybe a beautiful vintage Beni rug as a base. Wall space is great for displays woven baskets from Rwanda, framed textiles like a Suzani, or carved wooden panels. Lots of options.
Okay, dining spaces.
In dining spaces, you can focus on the table setting. Hand-painted Talavera ceramic plates from Mexico add that vibrant color. Maybe brass serving pieces from India or Japanese ceramic bowls bring in different global textures. A block-printed table runner from India could tie it all together.
Even kitchens can get in on the act, apparently.
Yeah. Think practical beauty. Olive wood serving boards from the Mediterranean, maybe some copper cookware from Turkey if you like that look, unique pottery pieces, hand-woven dish towels, or even beautifully stored spice jars collected from travels. Little touches.
Love that. And for bedrooms, keeping it cozy but still interesting.
Exactly. Where comfort is key, you can layer your bed with a hand-woven coverlet from India, perhaps a soft Moroccan wedding blanket, or block-printed sheets, maybe add a carved wooden headboard, or bedside tables with bone inlay, or even a vintage trunk at the foot of the bed. It adds character while keeping that serene, cozy feel.
So if we connect all this back to the bigger picture,
Yeah.
it's really about finding your own unique global design story, isn't it?
Yeah, the article really emphasizes that. The most compelling decor comes from authentic connections, whether that's from places you've actually visited, or elements of your own heritage, or even just places you dream of going. Focus on what truly resonates with you personally.
Yes. Whether you're drawn to the minimalist calm of Japanese design, or the vibrant energy of Mexican folk art, or maybe pieces that connect you to family history, starting with what speaks to you is the most authentic path.
And remember that quality over quantity is pretty key here. Investing in a few well-made, handcrafted pieces with real cultural integrity will have so much more impact and meaning than just filling your home with generic, mass-produced items.
Right.
A single beautiful piece can tell such a powerful story.
Let your collection evolve naturally over time, too. It can grow from travel souvenirs, finds from local markets, or treasures discovered through supporting artisans directly. That creates a home that feels deeply personal and has layers of stories baked in.
And finally, keep it livable. Your home should be a comfortable, functional space first and foremost. Balance that desire for authenticity and cultural beauty with the practical needs of your everyday life. It's a home, after all, not a museum exhibition.
Good reminder. So when we pull back from this deep dive, we see that bringing global vibes into your home is, well, it's more than just decoration. It's about connecting with the incredible creativity and heritage of people all around the world through the objects we choose to live with. And with a little thoughtfulness, a little respect, you can truly transform your space.
Which kind of leads us with this thought for you, listening right now. When you surround yourself with objects that carry stories and represent different cultures, how does that change the way you see and feel with the space you inhabit every day? And could intentionally seeking out these pieces foster a deeper connection, not just to the items themselves, but maybe to the global community they come from?
Something to consider as you look around your own space. We really hope this deep dive has given you some fresh perspective and maybe some inspiration. Thanks for joining us.